Welcome to NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp. Boys G League action going on. We got the Squadron versus Cruz as Cruz gets the early 2-point lead. Number 42, Wadler Harris, getting the scoring started. Our G League action is our boys high school division. As Hadlin working on Uhas, and ball kicks out of bounds. Ball will stay with Orange. Hadlin into the paint, blocked by Uhas. Squadron will keep the ball. Down low to Hackett. Hackett easy 2 points, 2-2. Andrews to Rivas. Rivas on the wing, working his way into the paint. Floater. Off the backboard, no good. Hadlin the rebound, trying to go coast to coast. Switches to the left hand, and a slick layup gives him 2 points. Other way, Hymas can't get the layup to fall. Hadlin with the ball once again. Working on Uhas. Into the paint. Gets it to Hackett. Hackett to Lewis. Lewis down low to Hadlin. A great find and a great finish. Hadlin 2 more. 6-2, Squadron on top of Cruz. Once again, the Squadron in white, Cruz in orange, as Uhas the one that ends up with it. Good move into the paint, but foul on the floor will stay white basketball. Orion Uhas, great couple of games yesterday, trying to keep the momentum going here tonight. Hymas inbounding. Ball pass to Harris. That one kicks out of bounds. Will stay with Cruz. Delay of game penalty called on Hackett stepping on the line. Easy feed to Andrews. Andrews up and in for 2. 6-4. Squadron on top of Cruz. Stolen by Andrews. Andrews to Uhas, ball on the court. Picked up by Rivas. Rivas on Lewis. Ball will stay with Cruz. Uhas a good fake. 3-point attempt. Off left iron. No good. Ball will go back to the Squadron. Hadlin running point guard duties. Finds Hackett, a slick move to get open. Kicks it to Lewis. Back to Hackett. Thought about a 3-point shot. Reverse layup, no good. Rebound by Andrews. Andrews kicks up court to Rivas. Rivas, good move. Down low to Harris. Harris in the paint. Picking up the foul. Harris inbounding. Andrews. Andrews in the corner. Feet moving a little bit too fast. Gets tagged with the travel. Thought about the 3-point shot, but gets hit with the travel before he could let it fly. Hadlin, gather step into the paint, layup not enough on it. Uhas the rebound. Uhas pushing the paint all the way up court, left-handed layup. Fouled on it, will go to the line for 2. Our G League action is 20-minute first half, 17 minutes second half. Running clock for the first half and the first 15 minutes of the second half, as Uhas free throw is good. cutting the lead down to 1 point.
Cole. Timeout after. After, yeah.
Yuha, second one from the line, in and out. Hadlin pulls it in, and that will take us to a quick break here on NorCal Sports TV. Welcome back to NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp. Here on court number 1, I'm Danny Scott alongside my producer Levi Flores as Jones' three-point attempt comes up short, able to track down his own rebound. Spear handing off to Taylor. Taylor to Hadlin. Hadlin into the paint. Good pump fake, gets it up and in for 2. Hadlin. Couple baskets here early on. 3-point advantage here for the Squadron. Squadron in orange. As Uhas lets a 3 fly off back iron. Rebound by Gwynn, stolen away by Koldani. Uhas, another 3-point attempt. That one finds the bottom of the net. Ties the game up, 8-8. The Squadron in orange, Cruz in white. Spear, 3-point attempt. Comes up a bit short. Uhas pulls down the board. Unable to hang on to that one, and it's Jones that comes up with it. Trying to find an opening. Kicks it to Spear down low. Spear shot up and in. They'll call that an and 1, and Spear will get 3, bringing their lead up to 11-8. Koldani up court to Mraz. Koldani 3-point attempt up and in. Nothing but net. Those 3 points coming right back. 11-11. 7 minutes into the game as Hadlin breaks that tie real fast. 2 more points for the Squadron, 13-11. Uhas working on Spear. 3-point attempt, up and in. Orion Uhas. Second 3-pointer of the first half. Jones into the paint. His layup is good. 14-15 Squadron on top of Cruz. Uhas, great pass down low. Such a good pass, even caught his own guy off guard. Ball kicks out of bounds, will go back to the Squadron. As we get to the 12-minute mark of this first half. Chase Taylor dribbling the ball up court, setting up the offense. Hand off to Spear. Spear 3-point attempt. High arcing 3 is up and in. Ever Spear able to add 3 more to the Squadron lead, now up by 4. Koldani picks up the screen, hand off to Hymas. Hymas tied up with Taylor, jump ball. Ball going back to the Squadron. Hold on to the narrow 4-point lead. Taylor working his way into the paint, stolen away by Koldani. Koldani up to Hymos. Hymos handoff to Uhas, but the foul on the floor before the shot attempt. Koldani inbounding, finds Uhas up top. Uhas, another three-point attempt is up and in. Orion Uhas starting to catch fire from three-point range. 17-18 Squadron, 1 point advantage. Hadlin three-pointer will come up a bit short, saved by Koldani. Andrews, the one bringing the ball up court, finds Uhas. Uhas stripped from behind. Ball into the hands of Raz, but Uhas ends up with it. Koldani up top. His three-point attempt up and in.
Timeout.
Another three-pointer by Koldani. And they nab the lead 20-18 here on NorCal Sports TV. Welcome back to NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp. Great time up here during the week, getting some high school basketball action going on right now. Spear has the ball up top, working on Uhas, calling for the screen. Uhas able to work through it, playing great defense on Spear. Hackett working on Hymos. Down low to Ellis. Stolen away by Koldani and Andrews. Koldani working his way into the trees. Free throw line jumper, no good. Pulled down by Lewis. Spear hands off to Hackett. Hackett trying to find his way into the paint, covered up by Hymos, who gets tagged with the foul. Hackett looking to set up the offense. Thought about a three-point shot, but gets covered up. Ellis has the ball, hands it off. Back to Hackett. Hackett working his way into the paint, but feet moving a little bit too fast. Gets tagged with the travel. Uhas into the corner for Andrews. Andrews thought about a three-point pump fake. Gets a couple steps closer and puts in the two-point basket. 22-18, Crews on top of Squadron. Spear covered up by Uhas. Works his way into the paint. Great defense. Hands off to Hackett. Hackett, 14-footer, finds the bottom of the net. Uhas into the paint. Kicks it out to Koldani. Unable to keep his composure, though. Tosses it out of bounds. 2-point advantage, Crews over Squadron. Hackett trying to get open, covered hard by Hymos. Spear into the paint, trying to find an open teammate. Finds Lewis. Lewis to Hackett. Hackett into the paint. Tough shot, no good, but picks up the contact. Will go to the line for two. Hackett, first shot from the line. Will not go. 22-20. Trying to cut this to a 1-point lead with his second one from the line. Second shot up and in. Nothing but net there for Hackett. Koldani, great feed down low to Hymas, who puts it up off glass and in. Back up to a 3-point lead for Cruz. Spear thought about taking a 3-point attempt, but it is Hackett that will. Up and in. Hackett ties the game up with a 3-point shot. Uhas trying to find his teammate Mraz down low. Unable to make the connection. Ball kicks out of bounds. Hackett hands off to Spear. Spear, 3-point attempt. Comes up a bit short. Rebound by Andrews. Andrews up court to Koldani. A pass over his head. Ball goes out of bounds. Squadron will get the ball back.
Hustle for that. Cole. After the next shot.
Spear trying to find an opening on Uhas. Hands off to Hackett. Hackett trying to find an open lane. Kicks down low to Spear. Spear's layup no good. Gets the rebound and swatted away by Uhas. And that will take us to a quick break here on court number 1.
Shoot the sky and then balance it from there. Like, don't get anything else, just like, or go to the lights. Try that. Just like try to balance from there.
Welcome back to NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp here on court number 1. I'm Danny Scott, sitting with my producer Levi Flores. We got Squadron versus Cruz here in the G League, our men's high school basketball division. A foul called. Ball will stay with the Squadron. Squadron in orange, Cruz in white. Taylor up top, kicks it to Jones. Jones to Hadlin. Hadlin works his way into the paint. Floater won't fall. Uhas the rebound. Uhas 3-point shot, no good. Rebound down low by Hymas. Hymas gets his own miss, puts it back up. Foul on the way up. Hymas at the line. Second shot, up and in. Breaks our tie here. Cruz now with a 1-point lead, 25-24. Jones working his way into the paint, covered by Hymas, kicks to Lewis, stolen away by Andrews. Andrews, coast-to-coast layup, fouled on the way up. Going back to the line for two. First shot, no good.
The first year we did the camps, we did 3.
Chance to add one more.
The second and third one were back-to-back. So it was Monday through Friday,
That one won't go. Juhas tries to pull it down. Ball kicks off.
Here we're only doing 1.
Goes out of bounds. Hackett running point guard duties. Covered by Koldani. Koldani tagged with the reach-in foul. Sideline inbounds here
It's so dark.
for the Squadron.
Here, can you call Dion?
Taylor up top,
Call Dion because we need to get
calling the
extra
plays. Jones ends up with it, working his way into the paint, kicks it out to Hackett. Hackett drives the lane.
Yeah, ask him
Euro
what the
step.
headset is.
Layup won't go. Juhas the rebound. Juhas all the way into the paint, up and in. 3-point advantage here for Cruz as Hadlin goes the other way, tries to brace himself for Juhas. Layup too strong. Juhas back into the paint, layup up and in, and that one's good. Orion Juhas coming alive here in the final 2 minutes of the first half. Taylor works his way along the baseline, kicks to Lewis.
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
Lewis up top to Hadlin. Hadlin's three-pointer, nothing but net. Is good. 27-29. Cruz on top of Squadron as we enter the last minute of play here in the first half. Andrews thought about a three-pointer, pulls it back, kicks to Koldani. Again thought about a three-pointer. Hand off to Rivas. Rivas into the paint, floater won't fall. Hadlin pulls it in. Hadlin up court to Jones. Good pump fake, but Juhas able to recover and swat that one away as Lewis puts up an elbow jumper. Won't go. Juhas pulls it down. Final 25 seconds. Juhas three-pointer. Off back rim. Hymas the rebound. Layup a little chaotic. Won't go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Hadlin as time
4,
winds down.
3, 2, 1.
Long three-point attempt won't go, and that is how the first half ends. Cruz on top of Squadron 29-27 here on NorCal Sports TV. Welcome back to the NCS TV Summer Basketball Camp. Boys G League Division, the high schoolers, as Harris floater won't go, able to pull down his own miss. We got the Squadron versus Cruz going here on court number 1. Andrews shot no good, pulled down by Uhas. Uhas put back is good. Make that 31 for Cruz to Squadron's 27. Hadlin to Spear. Spear thought about a three-pointer, won't go. Hadlin works his way into the paint. Floater not enough on that, won't go. Rebound by Andrews. Andrews to Harris. Harris in the corner. Shot won't go. Uhas stepping out of bounds on that rebound attempt. Ball going back to the Squadron. Hadlin up court to Taylor. Taylor back to Hadlin. Hadlin over to Spear. Spear working his way into the paint. Left-handed layup won't go. Uhas tips it to Andrews. Andrews to Koldani. Koldani works his way into the paint. Won't get it to go. Another three-point attempt for Mraz. That one won't fall. Hadlin down low into the paint. Loses control. Able to get it out to Spear. Spear. Shot trying to avoid the contact. That one won't go. Ball out of bounds. Uhas trying to find Andrews up court. Ball kicks out of bounds. Ball will go back to the Squadron. Chasing 4. Cruz up 31-27. Spear on the outside. Kicks it to Taylor. Taylor to Hadlin. Down low to Ellis. Great defense there from Andrews. Ball out of bounds will stay with the Squadron. Hadlin gets the inbound. Taylor in the corner. Back up top to Gwynn. Gwynn covered by Koldani. Koldani gets hit with the reach in. Ball will stay with Squadron. 3 minutes into the second half.
Yeah, and then once the game's over, I'll just switch the phones.
Spear working on Harris. Covered up Taylor, the one that ends up with it. Back to Spear. Hadlin, three-pointer, top of the key, no good. Rebound by Koldani. Koldani to Uhas. Uhas up. Gets fouled by Hadlin. Uhas will go to the line for 2. Trying to extend their lead. Uhas first one from the line comes up a bit short off the front. Second one from the line will fall. 32-27, 5-point advantage for Cruz. Spear and the Squadron trying to cut into this one. Hadlin back down low to Spear, working on Harris. Gets it back out to Hadlin. Hadlin into the paint. Floater. Won't go. Rebound Harris. Harris finds Uhas after a bit of ping pong action, and Uhas able to put it up and in. Spear handoff to Taylor. Taylor. Shot won't go. Uhas pulls it down. Kicks to Harris. Harris able to put that one off glass, up and in. 36-27. Cruz starting to pull away. Taylor into the paint. Floater won't go.
Timeout.
Uhas pulls it in, and that will take us to another timeout here on NorCal Sports TV. Welcome back to NorCal Sports TV. Summer basketball camp action here on court number 1. Game number 2 of night 2 is Hymas layup won't go. Cruz over Squadron 36-27. Taylor grabbed on his layup attempt. Shot won't go, but he'll go to the line for 2. Taylor, first one from the free throw line, up and in. First points for the Squadron in a while. Second one from the line, bounces off front iron, won't go. Rivas pulls it in, Koldani working on Jones. Hand off to Rivas. Lewis fighting through screens, trying to stick with his man. Rivas into the paint. Ball tipped. Will stay with Cruz. Ball bouncing all over the place. Goes out of bounds. Will stay with Cruz. Rivas in the corner, his three-point shot off front rim. Rebound by Lewis. Spear running point guard duties. Spear to Hackett. Hackett works his way into the paint, loses control of that one, but is fouled on his way into the key. Ball will stay with Cruz. 36-28. Hackett in the corner. Fade away won't go. Rebound by Koldani. Koldani coast to coast, working his way into the paint. Finds Andrews. Andrews able to put it up and in.
36-28.
Jones outside. Pass to Spear up top. Cruz now with a double-digit lead. Jones to Lewis on the outside. Lewis to Spear in the corner. Hands off to Jones up top. Jones, three-point shot blocked by Rivas. Rivas working his way. Other end of the floor, gets the and one shot, 41-28. Cruz starting to pull away with this one. Jones handoff to Lewis. Lewis trying to get the ball back to Jones, stripped away. Rivas up top, three-pointer, no good. Rebound, Harris. Harris gets the ball back out. Hand off to Hymas. Hymas to Koldani. Koldani into the paint, layup is good. 43-28. Cruz starting to run away with this one late. Final 8 minutes of action here in this game. Just a reminder, last 2 minutes, more traditional basketball. Hymas layup won't go. Harris pulls it in. Koldani up top. Koldani three-point attempt. No good. Kick back out. Harris trying to save it. Ball goes out of bounds. We'll go back to the Squadron. Chasing 15 points here in the final 7:30. Trying to cut back in and get back into this game. Andrews picking up the foul. Spear will go to the line for 2.
After the free throws, Dona. Dona, after the free throws. After the free throws.
Spear first shot from the line. Bounces around, finds the bottom of the net. Second shot from the line. Will fall, and that will take us to a quick break here on NorCal Sports TV. Welcome back to NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp. UHAS re-entering the game along with Hadlin, covering each other here in the final 7 minutes of this one. That one will fall for Mraz. Back up to a 15-point advantage. Hadlin handoff to Hackett. Hackett into the paint, floater won't fall. UHAS the rebound. Loses control of that one. Hadlin stripped it away. Lewis came up with it. Hadlin, good pump fake, can't get the shot to fall. UHAS ends up with it. Kicks up court to Harris. Harris into the corner for Koldani. Koldani, step back 3, won't go. Taylor the rebound. Hadlin up top, setting up the offense. Kicks to Lewis on the wing. Hadlin, 3-point shot. Too strong, won't go. UHAS the rebound. UHAS off of Hadlin's foot. Ball will stay with Cruz. Cruz in white, Squadron in orange. Final 5 minutes of action. Once we hit the 2-minute mark, we'll move to traditional clock ball stopping on fouls and out-of-bounds plays. UHAS works his way into the paint. Grabbed on his way into the key. Ball will stay with Cruz. Harris up top working on Hackett, finds his way into the paint. Layup up and in. 2 more points for Cruz. Hackett into the corner for Taylor. Taylor trying to find an open look. Will get that one to fall. UHAS working on Hadlin. UHAS 3-pointer. No good. Hackett pulls it down. UHAS, great defensive play, but Hadlin gets it right back, puts it up and in. Floater by Hadlin will fall. 47-34, final 4 minutes here. UHAS working his way into the paint. Lefty layup up and in. 2 points right back for Orion UHAS. Hadlin works his way into the paint. Wide open layup is good. Kyler Hadlin, 2 more points for the Squadron. Harris into the paint working on Taylor. Layup won't go. Hackett pulls it down.
And they said they're going to replay all of this next year.
Trying to find a shot, won't go. Rivas the rebound. Up court to UHAS.
They'll have newer courts, new blacktop, and then they should have that. But there's always an excuse. It's
Uhas into the paint, kicks it out to Harris. Harris finds Koldani in the corner. Uhas step through layup. Will go. 3 points for Orion Uhas on the and one shot. Hadlin picking up the foul. Taylor to Hadlin. Hadlin trying to find a lane. Won't get it. Kicks back to Taylor. Taylor into the paint. Floater. Won't go. Uhas pulls it down.
Next possession, then 2 minutes.
Uhas hands off to Koldani. Koldani, three-point attempt. Won't go. Hadlin pulls it down. Hadlin finds Lewis down low. Lewis kicks it back up top to Taylor. Taylor working on Harris, trying to find any opening. Hand off to Lewis. Lewis into the paint. We'll get called with the travel, and we'll take another quick break here on NorCal Sports TV. Final 2 minutes of action here on court number 1. Boys G League action, 52-36. Crews well on their way to a victory. Jones kicks to Hackett. Hackett back to Spear. Hackett up top, trying to find his way into the paint. Tries to kick it back out to Spear, but that one will go out of bounds. Uhas bringing the ball up the court. 4 Crews, 3-point shot. Won't go. Hymas the rebound. His putback up and in. 54-36, Crews up by 18. Make that 16 a Spear. Easy layup for Squadron. Squadron working his way into the paint. Finger roll won't go. Putback attempt will. 56-38. Final 30 seconds here. Spear up to Taylor. Taylor's shot won't go. Ball kicks out of bounds. That's the last few seconds. Tick off the clock. Crews will win this one, 56. Andrews trying to make that not 56, but it's Uhas that will do it.
Oh, time.
And that will end the game. Crews 20-point victory here on court number 1. 1 game left here tonight on NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp.